You wonder what her deal was. It's always something with her. You again notice her game file beckoning you to play, but she warned you not to until she gets back. Phooey. Oh hey, you just noticed your slightly abridged edition of Sasuke's over there on the floor. You guess you could have sent the much less valuable copy and saved a lot of arguing, but what's done is done. There's more reading material sprinkled about too. You've clearly got some time to kill before your BFFC gets back from her emergency. Might as well do some casual reading. But there's nothing casual about hoisting even an abridged Sasuke's up to your lap, so forget that. There's always Game Girl, but the articles are all a bit vapid. And, in your view, somewhat demeaning to female gamers, and women in general. You and Rolal are convinced the whole thing is just written by the same odious D-bags who write Game Bro. Which is exactly what makes it good for all the LULs. Her words. Speaking of bros and the games they play. Jane, read Pony Pals. You've read this a million times already. It's one of your favorite gifs. Another gander at it sure couldn't hurt. Jane, examine contents.
Amazing chapter titles. Potentially the TOC for greatest book ever written. But Betancourt shat out this nightmare instead.
Contents. 1. A visitor. 2. Screaming ponies.
Motherfuck.
3. Danger.
Huh?
4. Flames. 5. Missing. 6. The fight. 7. Blood in the snow.
Holy shit.
8. Homeless. 9. 3 ideas. 10. Acorn shadow.
A pony broods. 11. The final freakout. Appendix A. Official body count. Horseshoes. Whatever.
Jane, flip to page 1.
Chapter 1. A visitor.
Tragic pony news.
Anna?
Almost a good name for you. Not sure why.
Harley
Dumb name. Sounds like product of speech impediment by imbecile.
came out her back door and ran across the backyard. There were 2 ponies in the paddock behind Anna's house and yard. "Hey, ponies," Anna called out. "We're going for a trail ride."
As she prepared the noose adroitly.
Anna's pony, Acorn, was standing in the pony shed. The other pony,
Lil
Snow White,
Sebastian,
belonged to Anna's next-door neighbor and pony pal,
the
Lulu
city
Sanders.
of Pawnee, Indiana.
Snow
Lil
White
Seb
came over to Anna, but Acorn stayed in the shed. Anna thought that Acorn was trying to hide from her. He liked to play.
I'm scared
can.
shitless of my master.
Jane, turn page.
Man, screw handwriting. This is easier.
Anna went into the shed. Acorn wasn't.
Fucking around.
He was staring at a fluffy black cat with white paws.
Taking a dump on his favorite saddle.
The cat was staring back at Acorn.
Shitting like tomorrow wasn't a thing.
"Hey, kitty," said Anna. "What are you doing here?"
She asked, the act of defecation oddly foreign to the girl. Pawnee,
Came into the shed behind Anna. "Whose cat is that?"
the rural township inquired.
"I don't know," answered Anna.
It's not a pony, so who seriously gives a fuck?
Suddenly, a mouse ran from behind the feed bin.
The contrived incident caused some extra shit to happen. Acorn was like, oh hell no, not the fucking my paddock, bitch.
Acorn nickered as if to say.
Vile slurs omitted.
The cat leaped back up on the straw and curled himself into a ball. Acorn took a few steps toward the cat and
Crushed it to death with his magnificent hooves.
Acorn nickered.
Triumphantly,
"That's so cute!"
murmured the fictional Midwestern borough.
Pam Crandall rode
Another goddamned pony.
up to the shed. She said hi to her pony pals and
The whole crew beamed complacently about their bullshit horse club.
Anna pointed at the cat. "Acorn has a new."
Kind of meat he appears to tolerate, she exploded.
Later, about halfway through the book, rather than seeing the gag through to the bitter end, Strider began pasting over entire pages of original text with his own completely rewritten version of the story, while keeping all the chapter titles. His revision is a tough, emotionally draining read, but it's cathartic, in all the worst ways possible. He tends to get carried away with his projects. Jane, just check out the file already. Oh, you try to distract yourself with Strider's literature, but it's no use! Your curiosity is overwhelming. Lalonde could be gone for hours for all you know. Surely there couldn't be any harm in just installing the file, could there? Oh, that's an odd extension for a file. You don't think you've ever seen it before. Jane, install SBURB client. It doesn't even seem to install anything. It just runs a small application when you execute it. Looks like you're one key press away from playing. Do you dare? Jane, press enter.
Psst. Hey, Jane. Step away from your computer. P-U-T-E-R.
What? God, you wish stuff would just stop exploding. Jane, answer dice try.
I should probably warn you.
About what? Yet another exploding game trap?
Well, shit. She already sent it?
Yes. But to be fair, she warned me not to run it.
That's weird.
Why? She was probably just trying to protect me from the Batter Witch's latest assassination attempt. Sheesh, I can't believe you all finally got me saying Batter Witch too. Who would have thought?
No, it's weird because Lalonde was the one who rigged it to explode. It's a bogus copy she coded herself. The real game file she downloaded is totally legit.
What? Really?
Got it right here myself. Checked it out. File's fucking clean as a whistle. A whistle that overcame a major substance abuse problem. Trying to get its life back on track. The whistle is holding down a steady job now. It's taking things one day at a time. Eat a fucking dinner off that whistle. Okay, I'll shut up.
Why would she do that?
To accomplish exactly what it sounds like got accomplished. You narrowly averting the fake threat to your life, then getting your shit all hot and bothered at the Baroness over it. Then you abdicate your Eris throne or something and give up on this game as a big fuck you to the genocidal cake alien.
But if she felt so strongly that I shouldn't play, she could have told me. Or told me more forcefully, I guess. I would have listened. Maybe.
She's working through some problems right now. Really doesn't want us to play that game. So I guess this was the insane stunt she whipped up to derail the inevitable. Kinda reckless for my taste. One of the above statements is a fucking lie. Are you gutsy enough a gumshoe to spot it?
Maybe she was justified in taking such an extreme measure. I sure hadn't been taking her seriously. She even warned me not to play it until she got back. But I went ahead anyway because I was too impatient. Actually, now that I think about it, she was probably going to disarm it or such when she got back, seeing as her objective had essentially been accomplished already by an actual assassination attempt. After that, I told her I would believe her about everything. That probably made her feel guilty about setting me up, so she told me not to touch the file until she returned.
Sounds about right.
But then I went ahead and ran it anyways like a doofus. I think she just wanted to be believed. Shucks. Am I an awful friend?
Nope.
I'm not so sure about that.
Well, before you go taking a massive sad crap all over your friendship credentials, consider this. Only she could manage to blow up your computer with a nasty Deathloop virus, and somehow make you be the one to feel shitty about it.
You're right.
Or maybe you're the one who uniquely fills the predicate in that construction. I don't goddamn know. Your friendship with her is a half-drunken, three-legged relay race, and the baton is a stick of dynamite. And you two are the only ones on track. Me and English are watching from under the bleachers, high-fiving constantly.
I guess that's a pretty apt metaphor, even though it doesn't make the slightest bit of sense.
Yes.
I just wanted to start playing the game so badly. Now more than ever. I have reason to believe the stakes have increased dramatically.
They have, and they will continue to.
I think our dream counterparts are all marked for death, and if we are to stand a chance, we must move quickly.
I agree. Just heard about your assassination on Prospect.
Oh, she told you already?
Who, RL? No, I read it in the newspaper.
Are you being ironic again?
No, I just picked up one of the sleazy Dursite tabloid rags. Sometimes they'll feature some pretty entertaining gossip about the royalty or whatever, but they're primarily dedicated to smearing Prospit. The press had a field day with the deaths of the page and the maid.
Dursite? You mean the other planet? The evil one?
Durs? Yeah. Not evil, necessarily. That's a bit simplistic. The kingdom represents the forces of opposition to Prospit and the four heroes. Us.
What did the story say about me?
Dead! Was the big-ass headline. Then a photo of your dead body laying there, followed by a lot of bullshit slander. It was also reported your tower exploded. They couldn't find the body to give it a proper funeral. Probably incinerated.
I didn't realize you had woken up in the game already. When did that happen?
No, years ago. Don't really recall.
I guess I shouldn't act surprised you didn't tell me. What with all your highfalutin secrecy?
It's hard to explain. I was never technically asleep there. I was awake without realizing it. Then I realized it. And I sort of learned how to be awake there while awake here, too. I'm awake there now, albeit pretending to sleep.
Pretending? Why?
For one thing, it gets a bit distracting managing two alert bodies in different places at the same time. And for another thing, it's better to maintain appearances. Everyone on Durst believes their heroes haven't woken yet, though they are both rumored to be very active sleepwalkers, which is half true. She can't ever seem to sleep still, goes off wandering for days. Sometimes I gotta go round her up for some godforsaken cranny of the abyss, drag her tipsy ass home, tuck her back in. Maybe I'll chain her leg to the bed if she doesn't wake up soon. Though, in light of the recent assassinations, her slumbering attraction to the void probably works to her advantage. No one ever knows where she is.
I'm still not sure I'm following. Why are you maintaining the appearance of being asleep? On Prospit, it seemed as if the people there regarded me and Jake very highly. Like, celebrated figures. Is it not the same way on Durst?
No, it's essentially the same situation here. They glorify us in the same way, almost like we're their purple pajama team mascots, even though they will completely oppose our objective when all is said and done. Kinda ridiculous, really. But even so, I think it's better to lay low, not alert anyone to my alertness. That way, I can sneak around and gather information, do some reconnaissance before shit starts getting real.
In other words, read newspapers, get a feel for the word on the street and such, as a detective?
Yeah, among other things. Like keep an eye on agent activity.
You mean secret agents?
No, more like high-ranking officials. Judging from your knife wound, I'm betting you were the victim of the art agent himself. You should feel honored, I guess.
Who's that?
A guy named Noir. Real nasty dude. Crazy ambitious, loves knives. If we're going to stand any chance of winning this thing, I've got this nagging suspicion we're going to have to take him down first. And a feeling that nags equally is it ain't gonna be easy.
I guess I should find all that ominous. But I cannot lie, sir. Nothing you have said has made me one iota less excited to begin this adventure. Those dastardly agents can try to assassinate me all they like. I just want to get started.
That's the most awesome way to be, Jane. And it is again why you will be our leader. Sort of.
Right. Still fixing to pull the strings for us, per your extensive puppet metaphor?
Pulling them as we speak. I'm having Lil Seb install a real copy of the client on another computer in your house. A clean computer, not any of this BC Corp garbage you tend to accumulate. I'll have to insist from this point onward you employ neutral devices. That shit fucks with your head.
Alrighty, I think I can make that concession.
Once it's installed, I'll connect with you. I will be your server player. I know this isn't what you were hoping for, but some improvisation is in order. While you get the ball rolling, I'll try to talk some sense into that mercurial booze hound.
Sounds like a plan. I do hope she comes around. It would be a bummer to play without her.
She will.
Say, do I even have any machines that survived the explosion besides this one?
Do you even have any machines that don't inundate you with fucking hamburger helper ads and Guy Fieri's heinous propaganda?
I guess not. Still, some nice things were surely destroyed. I think Detective Pony was caught in the blast. It's unlikely Acorn survived.
A fitting end to a life of moral compromise.
So, since I'm apparently out of neutral devices, which computer is Seb installing the file on?
On your dad's computer downstairs. One in the study.
Gotcha. My poor dad. He surely heard the explosion. I put him through so much today. Oh no.
What?
I just had a dreadful thought. The kitchen is just below my room. What if he had begun baking his afternoon cake when my computer exploded?
I wouldn't worry about it.
Maybe I should go look? No, I'm a little afraid to.
I think it'll take a lot more to kill that dude than a little falling debris. Trust me.
I hope so. The Crockers have something of a legacy when it comes to losing forebears and mysterious explosions. I would be so sad if I kept the tradition alive like this.
The most you have to worry about is getting grounded back to the Stone Age. When you enter the session, he'll probably lock you up in a prison cell on Durst. Probably stick a huge safe in front of the bars for good measure. Now do me a favor and hop off the couch.
Okay, what are you doing?
Making room for something big.
DS, deploy. You watch Dystry deploy some sort of mammoth instrument on your balcony. It's just as well he took over for Rolau. She probably would have destroyed half your house with that thing in her condition. But on the bright side, you're sure that RL will have enjoyed a good nicker with you over the notion of DS deploying his mammoth instrument. You wonder what she could possibly be up to. While you're at it, you also wonder what the deal is with this cagey treatment of their names. Dystry, Rolal, DS, RL Strider, Lalonde. It's all starting to get a bit silly. Each of their full names has 11 characters, and you have been dancing around all but 2. Maybe it's time you were formally introduced to the last 2 characters. One of the last 2 stands in her bedroom. It is a young lady. Due to an incident involving an Apurifier, an unabridged Colonel Sassacres, and a perfectly white cat, she will not be able to assist her BFFC for some time. And due to the aggressive concurrence of all that takes place in Paradox Space, this incident has not happened yet. But what has happened yet was this young lady's 13th birthday. It took place almost 3 years ago, and on that date her placronym was engraved. It was engraved with 11 letters to be precise, 9 of which you are already familiar with. You figure it couldn't hurt to take a peek at the engraving. You've been dying to get a scoop on those last 2 mysterious characters. Examine placronym. Hey, get that damn cat out of the way. Cat, move tail. Thank you, cat who is probably Jasper's. The final 2 chromosomic symbols have been released from their fluffy, twitching prison. Examine room. Your name is Roxy. God damn do you love wizards. You wish and hope they are real, then that so too is their magics and stuff. You enjoy writing fan pros for said magical men, but you think maybe it's not so great. You are, however, quite great at esoteric sciences such as ectobiology, dark fenestrology, and the delicate art of apurification. You have tended to accrue dead preserved specimens from your experiments, little to none of which aren't feline. You aren't one to shy from a bit of gaming, particularly the sort well past its prime. You have a real soft spot for old school technology. It is fair to say most of your leanings are governed by a bent for nostalgia. Your coding cred is totes ridic, basically making you the hottest shit hacker bitch you ever knew. As deadly to the grid as she is beautiful. You are known to non-seldomly employ a roguish demeanor towards the fellas, a habit not especially jeopardized by your non-infrequent inebriation. Which is to say, against the better judgment of one your age, you like to dip into the sauce now and then. Unless your mom is looking, which happens to be virtually never. And considering she has been known by the knowledgeable to be in possession of vision omnifold, this strikes you as a particularly stunning lapse in parental diligence. But you have good friends and many distractions to fill this void in your life. What will you do? Roxy, wail like an alley cat and blow bubbles in your drink. Roxy is not empowered to resurrect this crusty old gag template because all of a sudden, she is too busy being the other guy. We have absolutely got to peep the last 2 letters of this Max Chill dude's name on the devil fucking double. Examine placronym. Hey, clear out that stupid pony. What is this, some sort of miniature paddock? Pony, wake up. Thanks, Pony, who is presumably a tiny maple hoof for some reason. The final 2 diluvial symbols have been unearthed from countless crushing ounces of slumbering pony. Examine room. Your name is Dirk. Holy shit, do you love puppets. You possess the extreme dexterity to operate your false friends unseen. That is, when they are not preambulatory through your lovingly imbued mechanization. You dig right in cognitive algorithms for said apocryphal men, and you think, maybe, that's fucking dope. Guess what else is dope? Everything else you do. You're a sick, wicked autodictat on ancient civilizations, a self-made master of mythologue, and a preternatural pop culture academe. If you weren't so damn aloof and actually let people get a load, you might get described in all kinds of ways. Maybe tagged as a Renaissance ninja philosopher prince, and a flash step puppeteer, or perhaps a pantheonic ironicist, gangster logician, lucid waker, and Dursite spy. Screw descriptors though, as if the shits you give ain't nil. You're cool with dabbling in fine sequential arts, and your work could be viewed by some as borderline pornographic. And to those Philistines, you'll be heard wondering, what the fuck do you mean borderline? Against the better judgment of your age, you build robots, set them to kill mode, and spar with them to the death. That is, when you're not sendificating them to friends, or dueling them with rap lyrics. But you try to call it on the deathmatch stuff when your bro is looking, which is virtually never. And considering he's had a reputation staked on some order of martial nobility, this strikes you as a staggering oversight in brotherly vigilance. You don't have the heart to hold it against him though. What will you do? Dirk, jut your ass and twitch like a proboscis. There's no way in hell you are going to give this gag the time of day, even if you weren't suddenly totally lambasted by the character select screen again from way out of left field inside your glasses. Once again, you are grabbing the plush by the rump. You are in absolute command of your destiny, as long as you don't pick the 2 characters who are grayed out, which is universally understood UI convention for non-clickability. Also, as long as both other available choices are finished being drawn. We are passing out free will like cheap cigars.